welcome back to my video, or if you're new, welcome here. My name is Jennifer. Today we're going to talk about the episode 2 of my backlist books. In the last episode, episode number 1, I picked out 10 books that I've been on my shelves for way too long and I've been putting off reading, and a random number generator picked number 1, which was The 7-Year Slip. I'm coming back at you today to talk about The 7-Year Slip, how I rated it, how I liked it, and then we're going to go ahead and choose book number 2 at random. And so let's go ahead and talk about The 7-Year Slip. It is by Ashley Poston. It is the first book that I have read by this author, and I actually loved it. I'm not a huge romance reader. If I do, I want a compelling story. I want to really be rooting for the characters, and I really did in this one. This is about a couple, or a guy and a girl, that end up sharing the same apartment, but 7 years in time difference. And then what they get up to, and the lives that they're dealing with, and then also 7 years in the future, where are they at, what are they doing? And so it is a time travel type book. It was really cute, it was really sad, it was really heartwarming, and so actually at the end I did actually cry with this one, which doesn't happen unless I'm really invested, and I really was with this one. So overall I gave it 5 stars, which is super exciting. Again, I don't give high 5 stars very often, especially romance books, and so I'm really happy that I really did enjoy this one. I'd recommend it if you haven't read this one yet. If you have read this and The Dead Romantics by the same author, let me know if I should read that one as well, if you would recommend it, or if I should check out any of the other books of this author. And so let me know if I should continue on with this actual author's writing. Let me know if I should pick up another book by this author. But I really did enjoy this one for sure. And so I would highly recommend, if you have not checked this one out, that you do. People have been telling me to read this one for a while now, and so I'm so glad that I really did. So yay, that's very, very exciting that I did that. And so moving on to all of the books that we have, let's do a refresher on the 9 remaining books for my backlist. Starting with number 10 was The Fine Print by Lauren Asher. This again is a billionaire romance story, and it starts with the first brother in a set of a trilogy. And so it's kind of it kind of talks about theme parks and renovating Dreamland, and then a relationship that could form from this dynamic. So this is the one of 3 books in a trilogy, so I'm curious to give this one a try. I've had this one on my shelves for way too long, so that is option number 9 at this point. And then number 8 is a Veronica Roth book, The Chosen Ones. I believe this one is more about fantasy, science fiction. So saving the world once made them heroes, saving again might destroy them. And so it is probably a YA novel, but I've always loved books by the specific author, especially the Divergent series that were turned into movies. And so I read those books before they were even popular. And so I'm curious to give this one a try by this author as well. And then moving on to a Riley Sager. The last time I lied, this is the last Riley Sager I have in print. And so I'd like to continue to read more by this author and see if this becomes a new favorite or not. It says, 2 truths and a lie. Vivian, Natalie, Alice, and Emma played all the time at Camp Nightingale, but the games ended the night Emma sleepily watched the others sneak out of the cabin in the darkness. The last she or anyone saw of Vivian was Vivian closing the cabin door, hushing Emma with fingers pressed to her lips. Now a rising star in New York as art scene, Emma turns her past into paintings. Massive canvases filled with dark, gnarling branches that cover ghostly shapes in white dresses. When the paintings catch the attention of the wealthy owner of Camp Nightingale, Francesca implores Emma to return to the newly reopened camp as an art instructor. Wouldn't she like to put the past to rest? Familiar faces in the same dark lake haunt Nightingale, where Emma is even assigned to the same cabin as she slept in 15 years ago. But not everything is the same. The only security camera is pointed directly at Emma's door, and long-hidden cryptic clues that Vivian left behind begin to surface. Soon, Emma finds herself sorting through lies from the past while facing mysterious threats in the present. And the closer she gets to the truth about Camp Nightingale, the more she realizes the closure could come at a deadly price. And so interesting. So it's about a summer camp. And that 3 people go missing, her friends go missing. So that sounds like an interesting read for sure. It's one of the older Riley Sagers, so I'm curious to see how I like this one or not. So hopefully this one might get picked. The next one is Emily Henry, Book Lovers. This one I'm interested in to read some more Emily Henry. I read The People We Meet on Vacation and watched the movie. The movie was so cute and I loved the book. So I'm very curious to know if I like other books by Emily Henry. I'm sure I am. A book about books is always a fun time. And so this is one summer, 2 rivals, a plot twist they didn't see coming. Nora Saban's life is booked. She's read them all, and she's not that type of heroine. Not the plucky one, not the laid-back dream girl, and especially not the sweetheart. In fact, the only person Nora is a heroine for are her clients, for whom she lands enormous deals as a cutthroat literary agent, and her beloved little sister Libby, which is why she agrees to go to Sunshine Falls, North Carolina for the month of August. When Libby begs her for her sister's trip away with visions of a small town transformation for Nora, who she's convinced needs to become the heroine in her own story. But instead of picnics and meadows or run-ins with a handsome country doctor or a bulging four-armed bartender, Nora keeps bumping into Charlie Lastra, a bookish, brooding editor from the back in the city. It would be a meet cute if not for the fact that they've met many times and it's never been cute. Oh, funny. If Nora knows she's not an ideal heroine, Charlie knows he's nobody's hero. But as they throw together again and again in a series of coincidences no utter worth their salt would allow, what they discover might just unravel the uncarefully crafted stories they've written about themselves. That sounds so cute. Okay, so maybe if I get another romance pick, then maybe you'll get another 5-star romance. Like, come on now, would that be absolutely crazy? That would be kind of crazy. So moving on to book number 98765. Gotta count. The Bookish Life of Nina Hill by Abby Waxman. Meet Nina Hill, a young woman supremely confident in her own shell. The only child of a single mother, Nina has her life just as she wants it. A job in a bookstore, a kick-butt trivia team, and a cat named Phil. If she sometimes suspects there might be more to life than reading, she just shrugs and picks up a new book. But when the father neither never knew existently suddenly dies, leaves behind innumerable sisters, brothers, nieces, and nephews, Nina is horrified. They all live close by. Are mostly all excited to meet her. She'll have to speak to strangers. As if that was not enough, Tom, her trivia nemesis, has turned out to be cute, funny, and deeply interested in getting to know her. Does he not realize what a terrible idea is this? Oh, cute. And again, this one has some fun like little mixed media with different like diary entries, planner entries, journal writings, things like that. So it's gonna be kind of a fun mixed media read. It sounds cute. Another possible romance, better than the movies. And so this one is by Lynn Painter. I have not read anything by Lynn Painter either, so I'm curious to give this author a try to see if I like her writing as well. And this one is a YA romance, and there's a sequel to this one, so I'll be very curious to see if I like this one. This is Lig's Book's mom has always known that Wes Bennett was not boyfriend material. You would think that her next-door neighbor would be a prime candidate for her romantic comedy fantasies, but Wes has only proven himself to be a pain in the butt ever since they were little. Wes was who was the kid who put a frog in a Barbie dream house, the monster kid a lawn gnome's severed head in her little homemade neighborhood book exchange. Flash forward 10 years from the great gnome decapitation in Liz's senior year, a time meant to be rife with milestones, perfect for any big scream. She needs Wes's help. See, Liz's forever crush Michael has just moved back to town, and horribly annoyingly, he's hitting it off with Wes. Meaning that if Liz wants Michael to finally notice her and hopefully be her prom date, she needs Wes. He's her in. But as Liz and Wes scheme to get Liz her magical prom moment, she's shocked to discover that she actually likes being around her Wes. And as they continue to grow closer, she wants to re-examine everything she thought about, knew about love, and rethink your own perception of what happily ever after should really look like. Oh, cute. So that one sounds fun. Switching gears totally to a thriller by Frida McFadden, The Coworker. It says 2 women, an office filled with secrets, one terrible crime that can't be taken back. Dun, dun, dun. Yeah, so I'll leave it at there, but it just sounds like a kind of popcorn thriller. What happened to her coworker? Is she being paranoid or not? Did her coworker get murdered, or what happened to her? So sounds like an interesting thriller. And then moving on to yet another romance, but a historical one. Can you see a trend here? A Curious Beginnings, a Veronica Speedwell Mystery by Deanna Rayborn. And this is the start of a very long series. And so in London, 1887, after her burying her sister and orphaned Veronica Speedwell is free to resume her world travels to pursue a scientific inquiry and occasional romantic dalliance. As familiar with hunting butterflies with fending off admirers, Veronica intends to embark upon the journey of a lifetime. But fate has other plans, and Veronica thwarts her own attempted abduction with the help of an enigmatic German baron who offers her sanctuary in the care of his friend Stoker, a reclusive and bad-tempered natural historian. But before the baron can reveal what he knows about the plot against her, he is found murdered, leaving Veronica and Stoker on the run from an elusive assailant as wary partners in search for villainous truth. Interesting. So it is a historical mystery, but also a little bit of romance in there. So I'm curious to see if I will like this series or not. I am not at all sure. So again, that's why it's on my backlist. I'm putting it off. And last but not least, it's kind of another mystery thriller by James Patterson, a Deadly Cross and Alex Cross novel. And so it is a double homicide in the nation's capital opens the psychological case files of Detective Alex Cross. Kay Willingham led a life as glamorous as it was public. She was a gorgeous Georgetown socialite and philanthropist. That one. Philanthropist and ex-wife of the vice president. So I wish she parked in a Bentley convertible behind a DC private school in the middle of the night with the man who was the head of the school, who shot them both point blank, and why. So kind of a mystery detective series, and so this is probably one of many series. I know this Alex Cross has recently been into a TV series, and so I've seen a few episodes of that and liked it, but I'm not sure if I like to read police procedurals, and so we'll see if it's something that I'm interested in or not. Again, I will give it a shot, give it a try. This was a blind date with a book that I picked up from a local used bookstore, so that one could be interesting. So let's now do a random number generator between 1 and 9 and see what number we get. All right, the random number generator picked number 6. Let's see what we got. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. No way! Oh my gosh. No way. Didn't I say when I was reading this one that, like, what if I get another 5-star romance out of this? That is too funny. No way. Well, so it's very interesting to see if I get another romance to try, if I want to continue reading more Emily Henry after this. That's too funny. Oh my gosh. Another 5-star possible romance read? Like, what the heck is happening here? How did that come up as an option? That is too funny. Oh my gosh. Wow. Okay. Well, come back in part 3 to see how I get along in like Book Lovers or Not by Emily Henry. So hopefully you enjoyed this backlist part 2. If you are feeling chatty, go ahead and let me know if which book I should pick up next after this one, or if you have read Seven Year Slip, please let me know in the comments how you enjoyed it, or if I should read The Dead Romantics by the same author or not. Please let me know in the comments. Otherwise, let's do some kind of let's do a person emoji, like a guy or a girl or something for romance. And so I'd love it if you can share in the comments your kind of emoji to share that you've been here. If not, I hope you guys have a great rest of your day. Bye.